ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Pro Dota commentary. This is the defense, the final match of the grand final between Navi and Quantic. If you haven't watched the game previously before this, which is game number 3 that we're going to be titling it, right? It is going to be on Purge Gamer's channel. Do check him out. And of course, Purge Gamers alongside with this. Chinachi so far, how do you feel about this game as we approach this very last one?
Man, Navi's been pulling it out, man. Quantic took a pretty early advantage in the game wins despite Navi being up 1 game from the winner's bracket and really showing us last game that they mean business. No more screwing around. They picked absolutely normal heroes. They got mostly normal items.
Mostly.
except for that refresher on Invoker, which was very atypical. But we're in the finals. This is the last game. This is for the money, man. Whoever wins this one takes the 5k euros.
I think Mego kind of just slapped himself a little bit like, why did we give Dan the Invoker again? He's asking himself that. Immediate ban on the Invoker, and Navi now thinks, do we give away Prophet or do we give away Windrunner, which I'm sure Quantic love to take either one of them.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet has been a hero that they've let Quantic take pretty much every game so far, and I think that's pretty reasonable. Navi's ganking is so good that there's usually not a lot of vulnerabilities in their playstyle, and they just really let Light of Heaven do great last game. That Enigma play, that was really impressive. His first 30 minutes was great. He did an awesome job. Yeah,
I think everyone played nicely. We saw a BKB on a Crystal Maiden. Okay, we don't want to spoil the game further, but just go watch the game. All of these games from this grand final, I don't think any one of them are bad. For the love of God, I hope this one isn't bad. This is the grand final, and Puppy's thinking for a long time.
Yeah, they're down to 25 seconds. They know that the money is on the line here. Are they going to ban out the Windrunner, the Rasta, the Anti-Mage, or Nature's Prophet? It's going to be the Rasta, the Shadow Shaman being banned here. This is similar to Game 1, I believe, that I casted in terms of bans. And Quantic, are they going to go for the Windrunner, the Anti-Mage, or the Nature's Prophet?
I've not seen Anti-Mage. Yep, it's going to be the Miggles Prophet immediately. And it's going to be Anti-Mage and Enchantress. No, they're going to pick up the Windrunner. I like this choice. Light of Heaven is going to be playing that Windrunner. He is a great Windrunner player. And how much money is on the line? First place is 5,000 euros. Second place
only
is
5,000 euros. Second place is 35,000 or 3,500. And Quantic's going to go for the Anti-Mage. He was the last hero in the pool, so they're going to have to adapt to that Anti-Mage pick. If they would let Navi get that as well, that would just be probably a little bit too much. And they'll pick up an Enigma as well, so that's going to give them some nice stuns, the black hole possibilities, and a lot of variety for soloing. Broodmother will be the last pick for Navi. A little surprised they didn't go for a Sand King there. They usually like to grab up that Sand King in the first round if possible. Didn't see it last game, but a lot of the other games, that's what they go for. So that's going to give them a very strong solo laner.
Yeah, both teams kind of speeding through the pick phase after that long pause during the bans. We will see a Navi banning a Sand King for absolute sure during one of the ban. And right now, Quantic using the chance to ban up the secondary support for Navi. So maybe it's going to be a Venge now and then a Crystal Maiden next. Or maybe a Shaker. We'll see what they fancy.
Yeah, there will be a Vengeful Spirit ban from Quantic. They're fearing that swap that we saw so effectively work in the previous game. Just waiting for the Enigma ulti, immediately swapping. Man, who was that? Was that Rise that played the Venge last game?
Yes.
He had such good swaps. There were so many times where a black hole would go off for like a fraction of a second and the swap happened. Like he just knew it was about to happen.
Man, he's
that was really, really well played.
Taking a page out of 820. Lightning fast swap reflexes. And
that's big.
That's big. Crystal Maiden's going to be banned, so maybe Navi wasn't looking for a secondary support as they're banning one themselves. No Sand King ban from Navi just yet. Now the card is back in Quantic's hand. Maybe
they will draft a Night Stalker again. It's
possible. They're banning the Night Stalker. So I don't want to deal with
smart.
That. Yep.
Fear is really good against Anti-Mage, and they already have Enchantress who does pure damage, which is great against Anti-Mage, so they can reduce his HP by a lot and just pick him off if possible, and throwing Silence on top of that would be great. Not to mention they have Shackle Shot, so...
Are they really not going to ban the Sand King?
I don't know. Who gets the first pick? It's going to be Quantic getting the pick out of the gate. I feel like they almost have to. Quantic is most likely they're going to ban the Venomancer. Surprisingly, we haven't seen very much Venomancer in this finals. Very surprising. Venomancer's been very popular lately.
Now, I've been screaming for the Sand King, but then if you look at it, how will they actually lane it? Migo loves to lane the solo with the Prophet to get the great levels. of course, Anti-Mage gets a lane. So you gotta have somehow pair the Sand King against the Brood and have some type of support. I guess you could throw the Enigma in the jungle, although that's not the most common way from these teams to play it. So even though they have like quote unquote counters on paper, you gotta be worried about laning.
Yeah, it is very important. That's probably the biggest thing that sets apart the secondary teams, the tier 2 teams from the tier 1 teams. They almost never have bad lanes. That's something that can really just screw up the entire game. I mean, I remember the CLG game, where they drafted Dragon Knight very often, but if Dragon Knight ends up in a bad lane, he's really not contributing much to the game. And that's something that both Navi and Quantic do very well. They make sure that their lanes are always very good, but they're going to go for a Leshrac, taking a page out of Navi's book. At least I've seen Navi play Leshrac more often than Quantic, and that's going to allow them to push as well as have some good counter push, and that stun is always so good.
Yeah, so opting for a little bit more spammable lightnings instead of kind of one big shot from the Sand King. It's definitely an easy way to deal with some of the earlier and maybe later pushes when you can spam the lightning a lot. But I'm just worried, once the Brood's gonna get the BKB, and you know she will get the BKB, what is Lesh gonna do to her? I guess only damage I could really go through is the Diabolic Edict, which is actually not too much by the mid game because you have so many targets around you.
Yeah. And not to mention, I don't know if the magical components stop doing damage when your BKB is up or not. Not quite sure. But yeah, that's a very good counter against Leshrac. If a couple of your players do grab Black King bars, all of a sudden Leshrac doesn't do anything. Oh man, they're gonna do it. Somebody in chat said, are they gonna pick Pudge? But I was like, are they really gonna pick Pudge in the finals? And I know they did it at the International, but that was like, they had such an advantage going, you know? They picked Pudge like game 2 after they already won a game. And Quantic will pick up the Sand King. Maybe they're gonna play him as a support. It's not something we see very often, but it's possible.
Yeah, right. I'm looking at Quantic here, and every single one of their hero needs so much EXP. So if Navi could shut down their early game laning, early game towers, they're going to have a very easy way to coast their way to a victory. And if you look at Navi's hero, that's what they're designed to do. Push and push hard. Liquefy will be the spell of choice for Jakiro, I'm sure of it. And you have Broodmother pushing one lane, you have Enchantress backstabbing, ganking with another Liquefy to push it down. It is going to be rough, and Ricky Maru is going to be the pick. How boss is Navi? Oh, 15,000 euro on the line. Difference, no problem. Let's go THD and Ricky Maru.
Yeah, they have interesting heroes. Ricky Maru is a pretty good counter against an anti-mage, and Jakiro with his Liquid Fire can push towers and reduce attack speed. Even in a mid-game teamfight, if he can just drop the Liquid Fire down on anti-mage, reduces attack speed to 50%, that's a giant impact on the teamfight.
Right, we have Puppy playing the Enchantress. She does have wards and Smoke of the Seed look towards her to get that obligatory smoke gank. Dendy is going to be on Windrunner. Have not seen this too much. Light of Heaven generally plays this. Light of Heaven instead is going to be playing the Broodmother on the top lane instead. Ours are going to be playing the Twin Head Dragon. Of course, Hovos going to playing the Self Assassin.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. For Quantic, Angel's going to be playing Enigma. Looks like he's taking, once again, copying what Navi's doing, going for the solo bottom. On the mid lane, we have Rise playing a Nature's Prophet, going TP first. Kind of interesting starting items. Is he going to be playing a support Nature's Prophet?
Yes, he is.
Looks like it. Link is going to be playing the Anti-Mage, of course, their go-to farmer hero. Mania playing his Sand King. We'll see how well he can perform. Picks up Sentry Wards, probably going to do some dewarding. And the last player is Miguel, going to be playing Leshrac, going for a solo farm kind of a strategy here. Yeah, and Mania will be pulling, so that's how he's going to get his stats and EXP.
I really dislike the laning here from Quantic. We were talking about they have good lanes, but putting the Angel down on the bot lane is almost suicidal. You know. Like, you would wake up at night and have nightmares at this. But you know Navi is going to do this gank. Here, I'll draw in the minimap, but damn, they're going to just do this. Which is the backstab down the river with the smoke, and then they're going to kill Enigma, and then they're going to push down the tier 1 tower. You just know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen for sure. And with Jakiro from the backside as well, he's going to contribute even more than the average support would, because he will be able to do the Liquid Fire. The average, like, Crystal Maiden or Vengeful Spear, not going to be able to make it happen. Light of Heaven kind of forced down to the bot lane, kind of weird. I'm not really sure how he ended up over there, but almost saw a TP from the Prophet, but didn't end up happening. So, wow, is he really going to be playing a support Prophet? I think, unless this works out really well for Quantic, I don't know. We'll see. I'll make judgments later. But I haven't seen this before with a Prophet supporting an Anti-Mage.
It's definitely like he doesn't contribute too much in the lane aside from his great animation and base damage. But he will be able to leave to grab the rune. Like I do see Rice grabbing every single rune and denying it to the Dandy, and he will be able to help out the bot lane. Do actually look towards him a skill, Nature's Call again to TP on the bot lane and make it some defensive creeps when necessary, and help out on the ganks on the side lanes. But it's gonna be tough for him to actually get any ganks off, because you're not gonna gank bot as that's lane. It's going to be difficult for him to gank. You're not going to gank top unless you have Dust. So Light of Heaven is pretty safe as well. Although there's a Sentry Ward on the ground and right now Migo harassing it up. And it's going to be Sanking getting the farm here. Interesting.
Yeah, not what I expected there. I thought for sure they would use the Sentry for pulling, but of course, duh. If you're up against a Broodmother, you want to use those Sentries to deny Light of Heaven getting EXP. And if they can keep him from picking up fast soaring, that's going to be a lot of his lane possibilities. So far, I think Navi's lanes are pretty good. Their bottom lane is probably the best. So Puppey coming in, double Earth, so that's a lot of damage. This is exactly what we're talking about. Bringing the creeps in first. They will tower dive this. No chance of Angel surviving. I just don't simply see it happening. Here comes the double clap. Tons of damage being done with the Blink Strike and the dual breath. He gets cleaned up. They're even going to get some Eidolons here. 31 gold apiece. First blood, and they're going to try to take this tower immediately.
You just know it's going to happen. I'm just saying. And here comes immediate TP. That is a brave TP. Oh man, Angel, you are a dead man, sir. He's going to make some creeps. Do we have a TP in from Prophet? He definitely is going to need a half HP clap second time here. We do have 200 Dragon dropping it slow, very, very low. And now the right click is going to do it. Angel is going to give up yet another kill in the span of seconds.
And AA diving into the trees. I really like his positioning. Nature's Prophet trying to block him in. He will be going for it, but the heal is coming from his salve, and Rise making a huge mistake. He's going to spawn Treants, but he does get picked off. Navi winning 3-0 right off the bat here. Not looking good for Quantic, and as they kill these creeps, they just may be able to take the tower right after the fact.
You see Arzar leveling up Liquid Fire to level 2 and level 3. They want this tower dead, but even if they don't take the tower right now, which looks like they do have a little bit of trouble in doing so, they're fine. They just had 3-0, and now Demonic Conversion is coming in. They're going to try to defend this one. But in either case, Navi very happy with what they got so far.
Yeah, and Jakira is going to drop down the Liquid Fire on the tower. It's always good to just throw the damage on. It's very similar to the Poison Dragon of Dragon Knight. Just throw the damage on, let it eat away at the tower just a little bit, and then when the next push comes in, you're 60 HP lower. So yeah, Windrunner in the mid lane with a bottle now, up against Anti-Mage. Even if Anti-Mage gets farmed, you know, Nature's Prophet so far hasn't made a giant contribution. They will be taking that bot tower semi-soon. On the bright side, Broodmother hasn't been doing that great on the top lane.
Yeah, Broodmother being very harassed back. Of course, with the Sentry Ward down, Migo could just basically walk up to him and pop a Diabolic Edict and just do massive amount of damage. Now, Broodmother is going to survive that unless there's a Burrow Strike, but regardless, keeping back Brood is a way to go about it. But yes, the tower right now is what I'm worried about, as we see Angel doing a very good job sending Eidolons into the jungle to kind of scout it out. But again, we're just waiting for another smoke gank from Puppey to come in, and that's going to be the tower dead.
And Quantic looking to take the top tower. They have 2 levels of Diabolic Edict on the Leshrac, as well as Nature's Prophet coming in with his Treants to tank things up. Sentry Ward has popped down, and Light of Heaven knows there's not a whole lot he can do about this. I think they're Quantic pretty likely to take this tower unless we see a support TP. And there's the Edict doing good damage. Great Glyph. That's going to stop most of the Edict damage. Just about to run out, and there it is, completely out. That's most of their damage for their push here. The next creep wave will come in. Light of Heaven will try to do something about this, but it's very, very dangerous with that Sentry Ward up.
Yeah, man, a stun from a Split Earth, and that's all they really need. They are going to muscle this one down, so it is actually that the Quantic's going to take down the first tower. So fighting fire with fire, they're like, you could take our bot tower, but we'll take your top as well. And Broodmother not exactly the best defender when it comes to tower pushes. And right now Quantic says, we'll keep going because you don't really show us an answer. We're going to keep exploiting this.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to kill these Eidolons here. The tower is down to 130 HP. Broodmother does get stunned by the by Sand King, and Diabolic Edict doing damage to the tower. It's down to half. I know they don't have a glyph. They just used it top, and unless Navi can push the second tier 2 tower here on the bot lane, they're going to be at a disadvantage after this goes down.
Yep, they are going to push this, and that's going to give Prophet the time and the room to immediately TP bot if necessary to defend this. Or they might just go on the high ground and force TP scrolls up. I don't actually think people have TP scrolls this early in the game. Yeah, I don't see any TPs on the supports on the bot lane. They are going to make a gank on Angel on the bot. He is silenced, but he should be fine under the cover of his 3rd tower. Are they going to keep pushing? That is the question. Looks like they are. And Miguel gonna Diabolic Edict the base tower very, very soon. He's using it right now. The Spiraling taking some damage, but look at that base tower drop like crazy.
Are we going to see a 5-minute Rex out of Quantic here? We thought Navi was going to absolutely one-sided this Quantic. Miguel taking a lot of damage from the tower.
Ooh.
And the spawn Spiderlings only level 1 there. Absolute travesty for Broodmother there. Not having enough EXP. If he could have been like level 5 maybe, could have been a kill.
Yeah, man. But now Quantic was able to trade 2 towers. The gold difference chart should reflect this, and it's really just a slight lead for the Radiant because they had the first blood and the 2 successful kill afterwards. And I do believe that Angel is not getting any farm, but now he has a little bit more room to work with, and you try to get it up to his level 5, 6, or whatever he's aiming for. But now the game is going to stabilize a little bit, so let's see how mid is farming, because most of the time it's been Winran versus Anti-Mage, and Winran's got 39 and 8, very expected for him, and Quantic Link's only got 20. So you got to say that Navi is pretty much winning this. Both side lanes are washed, and in the mid lane, Dendy's clearly leading. There were Phase Boot and Bottle already up.
Yeah, it looks like AA now on the Jakiro has teleported to the top lane to try to defend that push. That's pretty much their only good hero for counter push, other than the Windrunner, who needs to spend time mid. Looks like there's a gank on the bot lane. Ricky picking off the Enigma. He is level 6, so he's invisible and out, man. Nice pickup there.
Yep. Somehow Enigma was able to do some massive damage to Ricky Maru, but do look towards the dire side to pick up some dust. There's a sentry. Where's the sentry? There's no dust. What kind of...
Wow, that was close.
That was a very hopeful gank. It did not accomplish too much, though.
They almost got him. Yeah. I mean, they treat him in. They dropped the stun. He was late on the Sandstorm. A little bit weird play there by Mania. Maybe he didn't know he was there. But I think he could have killed him if he Sandstormed immediately. I mean, Ricky had like 40 HP left over there.
And Sandstorm does do a fairly decent damage, actually. But here comes the mid push. And no defense coming in from the dire side. Quantic, they got to be very worried. They are down 4 kills to nothing. They're down mid tower, and here comes Navi. They are going to push down tier 2, or they try to at least.
There's the blink on the Anti-Mage. He's going to back off, afraid of a smoke, but Ricky Maru has virtually no mana. He's got a 6 charge. He's going to pop that up, and the Centaur will tank Creep Wave, Dual Breath as well, and the Power Shot, and that wave is completely gone. Eidolon's going to try to slow this down a little bit. Ricky's actually going to blink into a bunch of Eidolons, a little dangerous for him, and will he go down? The Black Hole drops down, and the AoE's enough, but the Shackle Shot saving him. Dust is down as well, and Ricky trying to survive, pops down the smoke, and so many misses. Windrunner kills Sand King now, backing off. Link is going to have to back off as well as Angel, and Ricky is in position. He's still got a Dust on him. He eats the Malefice. Pretty big mistake there by Havost, and are they going to get... Oh my god, the Shackle, the Dual Breath. Is Enigma going to drop as well? They will get him. And now Enchantress in some trouble, probably going to die to Nature's Prophet, but Dendy might clean this up as well as some nice blocking.
Shackle is just one of the most game-breaking spell in the game, and Dendy's just showing why. Nice blocking by Dendy as well. Power Shot to claim the kill, 8 and 2 in favor of Dire. Yes, they did lose the Stealth Assassin, and Anti-Mage did survive throughout the entire engagement, but the gold is just such a huge swing for Navi. 5,000 gold lead, and it's so rough for Quantic. They gotta just pull themselves together and try to gear themselves for farming mid-game, because if the game keep going like this, they won't have enough tower to give up, and they're gonna start losing Raxes very soon.
Yeah, this is very like Navi this game so far. Lots of ganking, lots of good kill advantages. The only downside is that the Dire team wasn't able to do anything themselves. They did do a great push on the top, something we didn't necessarily expect to happen, but they weren't able to threaten the Rax quite as heavily as they needed to. So that was their chance at holding off the towers, and now there's such a big gold disadvantage that it's tough for them to 5v5 team fight. So even with Light of Heaven very underfarmed, only level 6, no Soul Ring yet, they're still at a pretty big disadvantage.
Oh man, I'm watching Link on the mid lane. He's uncharacteristically missing creep kills. He did go for Vanguard first, no treads, no boots, or anything like that, so he can't really participate that much in a team fight, although he is quite tanky. Light of Heaven, only level 6. He's going to hit 7 very soon to maximize his nuke. He does have his ultimate at that point, so he can engage in a team fight if necessary. But yeah, here comes a level 6 Jakiro. He is going to be in a little bit of trouble, and Puppy as well. A lot of roaming, but do look towards Dendy. If he could get his Shackle on people, it is going to be devastating.
Yeah, absolutely true. He does have his AA does have his Arcane Boots as well as his Ring of Health up. Probably going to be going for a pipe this game. Enchantress sitting. Oh, we see a disconnect from Angel. There's an immediate pause, and the resume, and the pause, and the resume, and the pause. There we go. A little bit of play. So yeah, somebody disconnecting. They'll reconnect shortly. If not, we can always remake. Wow, why is everybody disconnecting? Let's see what's going on Skype. Anything weird? Nothing. I don't... Man, what is happening?
Are we remaking?
I don't think so. It's currently... I think people are just having some connection issues. I think 3 people from the Radiant team dropping.
Okay. That's going to give us a moment to kind of breathe. I am a Quantic fanboy. I'm like breathing in and out right now because they are in huge trouble.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for them. Gold disadvantage alone, making a big difference. A bunch of reconnects from people. Still waiting on Dendi reconnects. Now we're just waiting on AA playing that Twin Head Dragon. There he goes, does reconnect. So I think that's everybody back in the game. So we're going to see resume pretty shortly here, assuming there's no problems with ping or anything. Broodmother now level 7. He's got a soul ring. And here comes the push for the top lane. Hero level 6. He's got an ice path now. That's going to be absolutely crucial. Staying outside range and going for the Enigma.
Quantic Miguel looking for some position. Split Earth has to be on the key. He is leveling it up. That's going to increase the damage and the AoE. Although the stun duration, stays the same. Here comes a hasted Ricky. Oh god, this is going to be scary. As we have disconnect and pause.
Well, a lot of people disconnecting. Having connection issues here. Light of Heaven's going to time out as well. Hopefully this doesn't keep going on, man. Even Toby? Wow. Lots of people having trouble. I still see nothing on Skype, so I don't know if they're remaking or not. Apparently just connection problems with the game or something.
Persian Eye virtual high five for American connections.
Yes.
Heyo!
Booyah! Giant uploads and downloads and stuff.
Actually, my connection's pretty bad, so I can't say anything. But I'm not disconnecting, so I'm all good. Rise stop DDoSing.
Huh. Alright, let's check some items while we're waiting here.
Yep.
Always a good time. So yeah, Puppy sitting on Arcane with a Bracer. Pretty standard stuff. Windrunner does have his mech finished with his Phase Boots Bottle Wand. Ricky just on treads with a Poor Man's Shield. How much gold does he have, curiously? He's got 500, not a giant amount, not anywhere close to a Diffusal Blade or a Yasha or something like that. And Jakiro probably going for the pipe as well, so a lot of Ironwood branches on the Dire team. That's the only difference.
That's kind of the downside. They don't even have their key items. And yeah, like you pointed out, it's very standard items, but know how early they're getting these standard items. Every single boot is upgraded on the Radiant side. You generally don't see it 10 minutes in a game. Even the supports are getting Arcanes. The 4 towers, extremely helpful in that regard. 5 towers, excuse me. Might soon to be 6 if they're pushing top. And if you could get 6 towers in 10 minutes, 11 minutes, it is. The game is not going well for the enemy team.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And yeah, like you said, 10 minutes into the game, that's a mechanism Phase Boots on Windrunner. That's something very serious. Miggle's getting disabled by Puppy's neutrals. He's gonna pop his heel. Looks like he wants to be aggressive. There's a huge impetus on Angel. Looks like Enigma may get picked off here. No, not gonna get the black hole off. And Diabolic Edict going down. Leshrac does get picked off, and now Rise might be the person to jump on. More blink strikes happening. Mania with the Sandstorm on the ground, but I don't think we have any sentries coming from the Radiant team. Very surprisingly, this is very not like them.
Yeah, they're just poor. The supports just don't have any gold as they keep dying every fight, and they're not getting that much tower aside from the initial too. So after they spend it on boots or whatever else, they just don't have the detection against the Broodmother or the Ricky Maru. And the top tower goes down, and Navi begins the chokehold. This is the tournament final, so if Quantic loses this one, that's it.
And it's not looking good for them for sure. Giant tower disadvantage. Well, I guess it's not as bad as it could be. There's still 3 towers up for Navi. It's not like they have 6 or 5 or something like that. So decent counter pushing going on from Rise. He's got 700 gold, but virtually nothing out of Nature's Prophet. This is not a good thing. Nature's Prophet is a hero that really does need farm to contribute. And if you don't have at least some contribution, a Basilius and a Wand is not going to cut it. He can sprout and he can auto attack. And he can maybe ulti, but that's it. And that's way less than anybody on the Radiant team is putting out right now.
Yeah, and also I'm worried about his level, because once it approaches the mid-game, as it is pretty much mid-game at this point, he needs that level 11 Wrath of Nature to do the big damage, to counter-push. Unfortunately, he doesn't have it right now. They do see Anti-Mage on the bot lane, so we have a big choo-choo train of Radiant hero coming in. They might not get Link, but they might find the Furion in the jungle. No, he's going to TP out as well, sensing it coming. And Link, does he have a port? He does, but...
He does have one. He may just blink right into Enchantress here. They might be able to actually hear. I think Puppy might realize where Link is. We'll see. Now he's going to immediately go jungle. They're just going to share this, no problem.
Little do they know, they're like just right next to each other. No wards, neither team see each other.
And Link going to finish up that Ogre Magi, backing on up. Puppey being aggressive on the mid lane. Looks like who's else is in position. This is Windrunner looking for Shackle Shot. He will not get it on the tree, a little bit too far away, but he does have a double damage. Man, if he got that Shackle, that would have been over. Still looking for the stun, but nice stops by Miguel and the power shot. Dendy is so good getting a kill there on Leshrac, and now they're up a hero.
I don't think Miguel realized that there was a double damage up, and because of that, Dendy's attack were doing so much damage. I was going to point out that I did like very much what Quantic's doing. They were giving a lot of farm to main, and they realized if we're going to come back from this, we need a perfect epicenter. He is only level 7, and he needs a Blink Dagger, so if he could get that level 11 and that extra 1,000 gold, they might have a ray of hope, but I don't think Navi's going to stick long enough to find out. They're going to just keep going.
Looks like Enigma does have his buckler finished. We're going to see a stun through, trying to clear out the creep wave. No Shackle Shot. Not landing them as nice as Quantic was the previous game, but they will stop the push. Broodmother getting a lot of farm on the top lane. He's actually going for an Orchid this game. Smart decision. He's going to be able to be stunned by Leshrac as well as the Sand King, but he can use that Orchid on the Anti-Mage. If Anti-Mage gets out of position, they can silence him for 5 seconds, and they can kill him. And that is so important if they are worried about them turtling out the game. Yep.
And of course, Anti-Mage nowhere near that Manta style, which is kind of the counter to the Orchid, so that Orchid is going to be very effective for a long time. Here comes a push on the bot lane. Ricky going for a kill. Shackle Shot is going to land, and the backstab damage huge, and looks like Dendy is going to pick up the kill. And well, with the mech up, Ricky very fine, and that's the issue. They can't even farm an inch outside of their base. How will Quantic come back? Can they come back?
That was a giant Shackle Shot. That scores him a kill. They're going to find Enigma in the jungle as well. There's an ice path going down. Angel's trying to make something happen before he dies, but it's not going to happen. Great play by A. They're scoring a free kill on Eidolon's for a leg. I'm not quite sure.
Well, Dendy says, of course. I think this is the exact same debate we had in 2 games ago, right? Remember it was Tiny versus Rasta, and Dendy was calling lag after he died. Ironic. That happened, but yes, here comes the Sandstorm to defend this push, but at this point right now, Quantic's in huge trouble.
They're going after Mania, doing plenty of damage there. Nice Cinch Ward on the low ground. Puppey in trouble. He will get ultied by Link, so they will get at least 1 kill there. That's a Boots of Elven skin up, and the Anti-Mage probably going to pick up Treads. Yeah, they will. Cinch Ward placed a little bit too far close. They did get a Sand King for the kill, though, so not a horrible trade by any means. And there's a pause coming out of Quantic. I just want this game to get played. We're so close to the end. And there's a disconnect from Angel. I think he's going to reconnect or restart or something. Hopefully fixing his leg issues.
Very interesting choice here for Ricky to actually pick up a Yasha. If he didn't pick up the Yasha, he would have the Purge Blade by now. I guess he just want raw damage. And at this point, you don't have much room to actually gank with your Purge Blade because you know that they're going to be in their base anyways. So actually, just judging from how the game goes, this is a very smart buy. Both showing you don't need to follow a standard build all the time. Just adjust to the game.
It does give you really good damage potential too. 31% attack speed out of that, plus 15 damage. And the movement speed is also good if you're chasing after somebody, especially in a smoke.
Yep.
It doesn't necessarily, it's not the most visible thing ever, but if you can catch up to them quicker between attacks, you might get that extra attack in that could mean the difference in the kill or not. And especially when you're chasing someone when they're not slow, then your movement speed means a huge amount.
Right, of course that it does give you very decent agility, which your backstab can benefit from. And yeah, he's doing very nice, up to 1600 gold. We'll get the Yasha, excuse me, get the Manta in just a bit. Or maybe he's going to go for SNY. Ricky's not a bad SNY purchaser, especially against so much AoE. I think SNY is going to be a decent choice. Although Manta is kind of the stable item you want to get.
Yeah, if you can grab a Manta up, it's a lot of survivability, especially if you get Malefist or something like that. Malefist from the Enigma, you can Manta split out of that. I believe you can. Not sure if that's different in Dota 2 or not, but just dropping those debuffs off will be very nice.
Yep, checking the level difference, you see about a 2-level advantage coming in here from the Radiant side. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but right now at this point of the game, Navi could farm in the enemy jungle. They could split up their farm. Meanwhile, every time that the creep wave go in the enemy base, you always see that the Dire team, they clump 2 or 3 to defend. And over the long run, because the EXP is split like that, Quantic's going to fall behind the EXP. And the heroes, again, like I said during the pick phase, they need EXP. Right now, Ryze is not getting enough on the Prophet. Miguel's definitely not getting enough. And again, Sand King not getting enough either. So if Quantic have to come back from this, they have to do it through some crazy smoke gank, push out and grab some early towers, or just grab themselves some map advantage. If they can't do that, the game is going to be over for sure. We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're only 5 seconds before we were in the past.
Yes.
Like time travel.
Though it took 20 minutes to do it. Go gets on pause. We're back.
All right. You gonna edit this, or do we need to explain where we're at?
Nah. I'm gonna edit this. We're good.
Okay. Well, for the stream viewers, once again, giant disadvantage for Quantic. 28k to 18. Nope. 130 to 130.
Can't check the goal
even
difference
game.
charts.
Even game. I don't know what 151 seconds dead means.
But yes, this goal difference chart.
I see. He's responding in 151. If you check Enchantress. Mania the same.
GG.
It's pretty funny. So everybody that is dead right now is dead for 150.
You're both dead, useless. Let's go.
They're literally ticking down 140 seconds here. They might just have to live with it.
Just buy out, man. Come on,
I don't know
be
if
big
there's
boss.
something Valve can do to just fix that problem. Antimate's gonna blink back though. They're gonna jump on Miggle. There's a smoke as well. Gonna get a shackle. That's Miggle's death right there. They're probably a little too overly aggressive from standing around for 20 minutes waiting for this game to finish out. But wow, Miggle getting picked off. Is he dead for? No, he's not dead for 150 seconds.
Maybe I hope he's level 25 when he responds. Oh man, I just cannot keep the serious attitude when everyone's joking around like this. But Rise gonna get backstabbed by 2 heroes. Gotta be very careful. Oh, he's so close. He's just flirting with death right now.
He's gonna realize he's like, oh, Treants. Oh, cool, somebody's here. Let's get a kill. All right, he's gonna drop down the liquid fire. Rise, yeah, just gonna teleport. Oh, Ice Path. Ice Path's gonna stop it. He's gonna teleport now. Nice play there by Rise. He had 2 teleports. Started the first one, let it get canceled, and then started his second teleport. Really, really nicely done.
Although I don't know why he uses actual TP scroll first, because if your skill TP gets cancelled, you don't actually lose a cooldown. So.
Wow, Dendy gonna keep Light of Heaven alive. He's down to 40 HP. The Eidolons want the kill. Dendy's gonna get black holed by Angel, though. I think he's gonna be able to score the kill. The illusion, random Windrunner illusion, scores the kill on the Enigma. Miggle comes on through. Looks like he picked up the Broodmother as well. So Miggle cleaning up quite heavily.
Yep. Rise was surviving that one. Actually, they've been getting some key farm. Pushing Broodmother back like this is not bad. Now you can see that they are pushing out on each and every lane. That's gonna give them some a little bit of positional advantage and. Both. I cannot concentrate.
The webs are 1 gold. It has been confirmed. What is this courier doing mid? Do you see this? It's trapped in a creep.
Where?
Oh my God. It's mid. Look mid tier 1.
Oh my God.
Creep stacking, dude. He's got 2 creeps on him.
Oh man, that courier is just fat right now. Look at him.
He's like fighting. Oh, this is awesome.
Oh my God. It's a flying courier too.
Oh yes, no, it's a regular courier. I forgot about this bug.
He's trying to speed burst his way home, but it's just.
Yeah, you have to re-buy the flying courier. It's got speed burst and courier shield. Well, it doesn't have courier shield anymore, but look. Oh, there it goes. They upgraded it.
Oh man, look at that one's flying home, but no, it's stuck again.
It's got the melee creep. Dude, oh man, it broke it off on the tower. Dang it. That's how you get creeps off a courier, guys. You scrape it off on a tower.
It's home free. All right, okay, let's get back in the game.
And they bought a new courier, so forced a new courier buy there.
Oh man,
good
epic
strategy.
remake.
Wow, that was good. That was pretty good.
All right, so only 8,000 gold lead. I think you know, they're right back in this.
Yeah, I don't think this is a big deal at all. I mean, it's equal for both players. They both had heroes that were 5 seconds apart from one another. If luckily it wasn't just one hero dead, because then it would have been like, well, we have to wait. You have to be like, okay, don't push for 150 seconds. You know, they would have had to make an agreement like that.
Here we go. Gank comes in right now. He's very low. Can we get a splitter from Migo? He's gonna miss it. Wow. And that Yasha we talked about earlier now paying off. We do have Puppy coming in right now. Gonna do some sick damage. Link gonna blink out. If the enchant hits Migo though, he's gonna be dead. But there's a Burrow Strike. Ultimate gonna get channel. Yes, they are gonna get a kill. Oh, unfortunately here he did not go right in for Puppy. Puppy gonna pop his heal and come right back. But there's a TP in, and I think Puppy might be dead. Blink in here from Link. He's gonna use his ultimate to make sure to get the kill. Yep, not even needed. And right back.
Really nicely done. Where's the rest of the Radiant team? Ganking after the Enigma here, trying to kill Angel. He did buy his mechanism recipe, so not a huge loss. Giant focus fire from Dendi, and needs just a couple more hits here. There's the power shot, gonna clear some vision. The spider is revealing where he's at, and there's the kill. Link comes in though, drains the rest of Dendi's mana. He's gonna have a Force Staff in 5 seconds. There's the regen, phase boots, and wind run as well. That's gonna keep his regen going. Great play there by Dendi.
Back to full HP. I was thinking maybe he's gonna mana void for the kill, but not gonna do nearly enough damage to really actually get the kill. And with the bottle at full, Dendi's gonna be back on harassing. Again, Dendi's been kind of the key tool in terms of initiating in all these team fights. And all those Shaco shot, have you even missed one is the question.
Yeah, I've seen him miss a couple, but nothing major here. Mania now pushing the bot lane. He's got his Blink Dagger, which is a big pickup. I think he stole that kill on Enchantress on purpose. And like we said before the break, he needs to get up a Blink Dagger. That's the only way they're going to be able to defend this. It's so important here. See a shout out in mid is getting cleared. Probably going to be a Vlad's picked up on Anti-Mage. He knows that he's not going to get a Manta style in time. So if they can give decent armor to their allies, maybe they'll be able to defend.
Yep. Now the Vlad's and Vanguard combination, we've seen Navi do this a lot. The benefit of having it in a direct engagement in a team fight is you're tanky enough to actually stay there and right click a lot, and of course the lifesteal is going to make you stay there even longer. So that's definitely not bad, especially if Sanking is slowing everyone down with his ultimate. What Sanking needs to do right now is find level 11 somewhere. Just pick it up on the ground. This is a remake and it's very buggy, so I'm sure you could do it somewhere. Like there's going to be a level 11 rune that you just right click and you just magically turn 11. But yes,
yeah, if you kill the enemy team's chicken, you get a Aegis. I think that's what happens. Something
right
like
now,
that.
maybe when the Roshan dies, it won't drop anything. We'll see. There's so many
he's gonna get disabled, and they're gonna go for it. I feel like Navi lost a lot of their positioning. They basically had all of the lanes pushed before the remake, and now all of a sudden things are a little bit different. The Orchid's finished on Broodmother. There's another Shackle going down. That backstab damage is so high, and he does have that Manta style, so getting decent damage there. Not a ton of utility other than defensive. But at this point, are they going to push up and take a Rax? They might need to do so soon. They will have to worry about an Anti-Mage, but on the bright side, they still do have the hero hard counter against Anti-Mage, which is Ricky.
Yep. Only hope in the next team fight is Quantic landing a beautiful epicenter and then allowing Migo to splash about his magical damage from the Diabolic Edict. The stuns have to all land, and it's going to be tough. Do they have Black Hole? Yes, they do. Blink Dagger is not up, but Mecha is. He does have a Blink Dagger, or excuse me, he does have his TP scroll, and he's going to be back to his base very quickly. But I think we're going to see the same thing from Navi, which is a slow siege. They did it last game. It was painful to watch, but Dendi last game was force spearing up their way up the ramp. And I think we're going to see similar stuff. Whenever Arzark can, he's going to just peek his head up, drop a liquid fire, and just do some damage to the tower.
Light Heaven looking like he wants to get a kill on Rise here. He will have that Orchid, but unfortunately no stuns, so the TP scroll is going to guarantee he does get out. They are pushing up the hill though. Heal has been popped from Puppy. Hobos thinking about maybe going in. There's the epicenter stun. Puppy's going to get picked off immediately off the bat. There's the Black Hole as well. Barely outside of smoke range. And Ricky looks to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to pop his Manta style and possibly survive this. But no, the ulti goes down. His mana's completely full though. And that was just the Aegis. So he will be popping up, but 3 of his allies are dead. Not looking good for Ricky.
Yeah, he pops a Manta right now. Split Earth. He gets, oh wow, nice Force Staff out. Blinks in. Blink Strike to follow. Hobos is gonna survive. Anti-Mate's gonna keep chasing. Dodges it does. Should be fine right now. Well play here from Dendi, and Hobos now is gonna go for Dendi. No more mana void. And now Yellow pushing up on the top lane. That is Light of Heaven. I think he should back off as the ganking party is coming in the way. And now Hobos, he is tracking if it, ooh, well, he blinked away. Just big time, but the smoke's gonna be right there, and if a Shackle shot lands, they're gonna be all dead. Shackle on 2 hero, Broodmother doing the damage. Link in a little bit of trouble, but same with SA, he's gonna Blink Strike out. Link again, very tanky with that Vanguard's gonna turn back. Nice Burrow Strike on 2. Dendi pops a Wind Run and Force Staff out. No detection here for the Broodmother. But Quantic is still alive. They're not losing any Raxes, and this game will go on.
I really feel like Navi lost a ton of momentum from the remake here. Both teams are being very, very nice to each other, and they need to hate each other for the finals. It's so important to make sure that you say, well, we've been absolutely owning here. It's time to win the game. And now Miguel's in some trouble. He's going to take 2 hits and backing off. Ricky not really doing quite enough carry potential right now. The smoke is great, and he's got Blink Strike and Backstab, but they're not quite winning the team fights yet, and they don't really have as good of team fights. The Epicenter plus the Black Hole, 2 very, very dangerous things.
Yeah, even though the Black Hole earlier wasn't the best thing, it allowed everyone to set up, and the Epicenter was channeling. Miguel was doing massive damage. They dropped the Aegis. Unfortunately, they wasn't able to get any more beyond that. But since the remake, which the gold chart, you know, if they were up 1k gold, if that matters for anything, that just shows that they are farming a lot better than Navi and picking off a couple kills here. So that's pretty decent. And this was after a Roshan advantage from Navi. So Dire farming their way back in the game, but it's gonna lead a lot more from this, because before the remake we had what 10k gold lead in favor of Navi.
Yeah, so still a 9k advantage for them. There's an invisibility on Enchantress now. Drum of Endurance is up. Mania's on the high ground, picking up a Vitality booster to increase his HP by a little bit. He is level 11, so he's getting an extra 2 pulses out of his ultimate there. But Light of Heaven now pushing on the top lane. Soul Ring, Arcane, nothing new there. I'm sorry, Orchid is what I meant to say. He's gonna go for a Black King Bar next. But I really feel like Navi was literally 2 or 3 minutes away from pushing into the Rex before the remake. And all of a sudden, a couple ganks, and they are pressuring not quite up as much, and now it's like a different game, it seems like.
And now Link might be in a little bit of trouble, but Light of Heaven might be in trouble as well. Do we have detection? Yes, they're going to drop an ultimate for Light of Heaven as well, and that's another kill going to Quantic. Quantic not going to take this game lying down. They're going to try to win this, and there's some hope. There's literally some big hope. If they keep getting kills like these, they have a shot.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And the part of the problem is that Navi is scared to push up the hill because Quantic's team fight is so nasty. But then what happens is they spread out and farm, and then immediately Quantic comes out and ganks those solo heroes who are off farming by themselves. And they've done this multiple times now, picking off Ricky Maru, or at least attempting to, as well as Light of Heaven just now. So if they can keep this going, they're going to turtle this effectively, but it looks like Navi is finally ready to push up the hill. That was an Epicenter used by Sanking, a very important fact. There's like 80 seconds left before they get to use that. They still have a Black Hole, but they won't have to worry about that Epicenter.
Again, Arza poking his head up, getting a Liquid Fire, some nice DOT against the tower here. Ryze is going to make, there's a Sprout. Are they going to set up on Puppey? Puppey's going to take a splitter of Shackle Shot, not latching this time. And Anti-Mage blinks right back in. Black Hole on 3 or 4. Burrow Strike on top of that as well. Midnight Pulse gets dropped. A lot of AoE damage being splashed about. They are going to get 1 kill on the Jakiro. And now SA chasing. SA got to be very careful. He's going to take a Burrow Strike. Manta's going to eat a lot of stuns. They are going to get a kill on him as well. And now Link and Ryze chasing. Puppey very slow moving. He's trying to get out. I guess they're not going to chase, but that's yet another successful defense. Broodmother not in that fight because he died, and that was a strategic choice for Navi going up the high ground without facing against the Epicenter. But the Black Hole was on key, and that's all they needed.
Yeah, that was pretty huge. Quantic looking really good now. The game is absolutely not over. What is the gold advantage looking? That's a 2,000 swing now. We're only looking at an 8k disadvantage if the graph was actually reflected properly. And Quantic is looking to take this mid tower here. It's going to be another 1,000 gold, and they are definitely in this game. Anti-Mage, the more useful carry, up more so than a Ricky Maru, of course. And Ricky Maru doesn't even have a Diffusal Blade or something that's going to really put him into nasty areas.
Yep, the Vlad suddenly becomes more important, giving creeps +5 armor, lifesteal if necessary, and of course, plus damage as well. They're going to get themselves a tier 2, and suddenly this game might be very even. In fact, Quantic's been winning the last couple of minutes, even though the gold chart won't reflect it if you add everything up. But yeah, they're okay. I want to point out that Nature's Prophet got a Midas into a Force Staff into Midas. Generally, I hate late Midas choices, but in a game like this where you can Midas the Enchantress creep, but more importantly, when you Midas creeps, you get much bonus EXP. And I was keep saying that Ryze needs a lot of EXP, and he's getting to up level 13 already. And
I think he actually, didn't he grab the Hand of Midas before the Force Staff?
Maybe, I'm not too sure.
I thought he did. Okay. I can't remember. I have seen the Hand of Midas earlier, possibly at the reset, but either way, yeah, that's going to allow them to get a Sheep Stick up. He's up to 200-300 gold just about with an Ultimate Orb, and it looks like somebody must have TP escaped from the top lane.
Yep, Broodmother was the hero.
Okay.
Yep, right now, the Radiant side have to farm up a BKB on both their Brood, and I think maybe on the SA as well, and that's going to really shut down what Mania can do, either that or go for a pipe and really mitigate a lot of his damage. But as you're farming for that, like Purge pointed out, that's going to give Quantic a lot of space to go out and start getting up those ganks. And right now with Blink Dagger and SK, Blink Dagger and Angel, they are getting so many ganks off, and that's putting Anti-Mage to be big. He's almost gonna have his Manta soon.
They do have vision of Rise here playing the Nature's Prophet. There's the Force Staff looking. Oh my god, Dendy's blocking is so good, man.
Oh.
The Shackle is gonna go through. It's actually not gonna land perfect. Oh, nice disable as well from A. And the blink up from the Ricky Maro. That may just guarantee the kill on Nature's Prophet, and it will. But wow, almost a great escape here. We're gonna see a blink strike. Yes, indeed. He does get picked off. Really good defense, or good attempt at an escape there by Nature's Prophet.
Good play on both sides. We had Denji using his nuke to give the high ground sight here for the Ricky, and Ricky just immediately blink strikes there for the chase. So very well done for both teams. And that kill is not going to set Quantic back too much. Again, if you look at the minimap right now, a lot of hero movement on the enemy side of the map. Another gank comes in. That is the ultimate using on Light of Heaven. Is he going to go down? Yes, he is. Quantic fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely not over yet. Nature's Prophet is still dead. Does he have buyback? He's going to be up in 16 seconds or so. And when he is, they may end up turning this into a push. Most of the Quantic team is towards the top now. They're all going to teleport out. A little scared of the push on the bot lane. They do not want to lose the racks at this point. They want to keep farming up here. And Anti-Mage, what is he sitting on? He's got 2,400. He has an Ultimate Orb. His Manta is going to be along very, very shortly here. Ricky Maru as well, though, picking up an Ogre Club. It looks like he's going to grab a Black King Bar, I think.
Yes.
I feel like a Defusal might be a better option, though.
I think
but
he
the
needs
BKB
to.
will keep him survivable.
Yeah, I think he needs to actually right-click. He has a lot of damage already. But what's preventing him from attacking is ooh, Arzar. He might be in trouble. Diabolic Edict. Oh, Splitter. Yes. And we're going to have the Burrow Strike. These are high skill plays. And yet another kill will go to Link.
Wow. And that's the Manta style. Plus a TP scroll coming down to the Anti-Mage. He is now going to be doing way more damage. Mania saying something about sleeping.
Trash talk? I don't know. These two teams very friendly with each other. And they have a gem on Mania. That's why they're able to gank that Broodmother repeatedly.
Not sure what A is talking about.
He can't use items, so he have a Force Staff or something? No, he
Not
had a
sure.
pipe.
Windrunner actually does have a Sheepstick finished. I just noticed that. Ultimate Orb, 3,500. That's going to be enough. It still needs about 70 gold, but close enough. Power Shot going to steal a couple kills here and pick up that Sheepstick shortly. That'll help out a lot against Anti-Mage if they can cheap him before the Manta style, or even afterwards. His HP isn't that high right now, so his illusions will still die pretty fast here. We really need Light of Heaven to get the Black King Bar, though. If Navi wants to pull out the win here, they need to get that Chain Disable, the SK ulti that they've been using every time just to burst down his HP. If they can, yeah, he's got it. He's got the recipe. BKB is up. I think Navi's finally going to push.
Yep, with two very big items, they can go for a push. If they want to wait, it's possible they might wait for the Black King Bar up on Ricky as well. Just 100 gold. And Navi might be saying, well, you know, we gave you some ray of hope. But it's so much more cruel to give you that hope and then crush. You know Luminous on the side job is like an evil genius, something like that. Because Evil Genius, not the team, the dude. Anyways, we have Miguel in trouble. He is silenced. He doesn't have a BKB. He's going to go down. They cannot fight this team fight 4v5. Blink in. He is actually stunned. Black Hole gets canceled. This is horrible here. He blinked into the smoke. And now Quantic Rise trying to run out. Are they going to focus down? Link in trouble as well. Can he blink out? He's trying to focus. Yeah, he got to blink out at this point here. And now Rise being trapped up. And suddenly the game just turned around very, very quickly. And now Link. Oh, he's silenced. Wow. He's dead.
That was weird decision making by Mania. I'm a little surprised about that. He channeled his ulti, jumped in on Light of Heaven, tried to kill him instead of like the three-man group with the Anti-Mage. I feel like that was a slight mistake. Aegis of the Immortals on the ground, and we're going to sell a TP scroll on Host, and he's going to blink onto the high ground here. His mana's a little low, but he does have that BKB up. Has not used the charges yet, but huge pick-off. Shackle shot on Leshrac, followed up by Light of Heaven's BKB silence. Worked out great. And shutting down the black hole. And at that point, that was a one team fight. Once they stop those ultis, all they need is the good initiation so that those team fight ultis don't go down. And now they're going to probably take a Rex. There's 30 seconds left before before Anti-Mage comes up, so they might still be able to defend this.
Yeah, no more ultimate up, and Ricky is going to come out and start initiating. Going to actually bait out Burrow Strike as well. Blink out right now, and Puppey, very low in terms of HP and mana, but there is some significant defense coming in. They got to push the creep wave. There's a Shackle on Migo. We're going to see a blink in from Reste. No, in fact, he's going to go for Angel. Angel is going to get Hex. He's going to go down. No, barely survives. We have another Blink Strike keeping everyone alive. The Rack somehow still alive right now, but not for long as everyone's focusing. The game is not over yet. Don't look towards Quantic GGing out of this one, because they do have anti-mage, and they actually been showing some strong signs of life during the mid game. So if they could keep turtling, they will have a shot to win this grand final of the defense.
Yeah, it looks like Navi wants to fight once again. They're going to back up just a second. Enchantress going to heal up the Ricky Bar to about half HP. Still does have that Aegis, but he's saved it so far. There's the mech as well, up to 1,000 HP now. Are they going to hop on in? There's still a lot of ultis missing. 70 seconds for the Black Hole, 15 seconds for Mania's Epicenter. His gem is still safe, and Navi's going to push on up once again. The Black King bars are ready. Are they going to jump on one of these heroes? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Mego? Mego, very low mana. That's going to impact the team fight for sure. Spider's doing damage to the range barracks now, and Ricky Maru coming through. He's going to pop his Manta Style, putting the illusions onto the main building. Midnight Pulse as well, and the ulti from Nature's Prophet is going to stop everything.
Yeah, that was quite scary if you're a Quantic fan, because they had to fight that 4v5 if the team fight broke out, because Lesh, again, going back to base to regen mana, but it looks like Navi's going to give up the push for now. They are happy with the melee racks, but Link and his squad going to keep on farming, just going to defend Repel. And the question is whether Link's going to go a Battle Fury now to actually kind of trying to counter push. He blinks up on the high ground and gets a creep. He's going to get Hex. No blink for a long time. Let's see how good a Chainstone is. Link's going to go down. He pops a Manta. He's going to get the blink up barely. Is it going to kill him? No, it's going to not. Sankin comes in with a huge ultimate. I think he's going to be the sacrificial lamb. He dropped off his ultimate. Actually used a lot of HP. Yeah, he's going to get... Can he get the blink out? No, he's going to get silence, and that's it for him. But saving Link was what he's after, I guess, and he did all the damage, and that's going to force these guys to heal back up a little bit.
Just imagine how different that team fight would have been if it wasn't just SK ulting their entire team.
Yeah.
He got all of them so low, didn't score a single kill, but if there was follow-up from like Leshrac or even like an Enigma Black Hole, that could have been a wipe right there. Very surprised they didn't get the anti-mage though. They were so close. Missing like one ice path. The ice path from Jakiro ended up missing, and then he barely got outside of smoke range and was able to blink away. I was really close.
Yep, and I think that might have been Link's fault a little bit, because he just blinked up on the high ground without sight, and that really forced Mania to bail him out. But right now, Prophet doing a very good job forcing a TP from the Brood, and that's going to prevent the top push just a little bit. And again, Link farming out in the very open area. Gotta keep in mind that there's many disables. There's a Hex and there's a Smoke. Now he can Manta out of Smoke, and he's been doing that and try to make his way out, but Shackle Shot is going to be a very game-changing stun as well, so Link can't be too comfortable, and he's farming deep in the enemy jungle right now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty scary. He's up to 1,500 gold now, most likely going to go for probably a heart, yeah.
I was going to ask you, is it going to be a heart or Battle Fury? Because you need to clear creeps as well.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't get a Battle Fury last time. What was the game where like he needs a Battle Fury? He got a Butterfly, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different anti-mage game. There's been so many games. I think a Butterfly would probably be really, really good, because the damage he's taking, Ricky, Enchant, Windrunner, and Broodmother, that's a ton of physical damage. I think if he had a Butterfly, that's a ton of evasion. I don't know. I think that would be a nice balance of damage and survivability, since most of the damage is just physical attacks, primarily. I think that would be the best option, but look at Windrunner. Picking up a Demon Edge, he's going straight for that MKB. He probably realizes what I just described.
Yep.
That if he gets that evasion, it's going to be hard to kill him.
And also gives him quite a bit of big magical damage to take down these quite squishy heroes, in my opinion, like the Lesh. Lesh's got double bracer and a drum, so he's getting quite high in HP, but until he gets a BKB, which won't happen for a long time, he's not going to be too effective. A single Orchid will just shut down this Lesh. And with Lesh, down, you're not going to fight this, 4v5. It looks like the 3 Quantic trios over here are going to smoke up and look for a gank. Now, every one of their ultimates is up, so this is the Wombo combo. They have that effect, and they can't do it. But second time in a row, they're going to smoke up on the wrong side. And as Navi very happy to push up top lane and get themselves even more creep equilibrium.
Yeah, they will realize shortly what's going on. Anti-Mage is going to clear the bot lane, and they will be ready to teleport back in a moment's notice. Nature's Prophet, does he have a sheep? No, he doesn't. 2,600 gold, not enough to get a sheepstick, and Navi is ready to roll up the hill. There's a power shot as well just to scout things out, and they see nothing. Nice enchant, even grabbing creeps here. Such a good play from Puppey. Stun goes down on Light of Heaven, but with the pipe up, they are still survivable. And look at this. Quantic not in position in time to defend.
Yeah, because of smoke and went the wrong way, but everyone is TPing right now. The tower is going to go down. So Navi, if they back off now, it is going to be a victory. Although I don't think they will back off. They want this rack. Shackle shot not latching. Anti-mage, 2,800. That means he does have the buyback. Ricky comes in right here. He does still have the Aegis.
What's the cooldown on it, though? It's about to go out. It's got to be close. It's got to be close, man. That Aegis of Immortal. There's a dust or a gem on the ground. Looks like they passed it to Miguel. There's a split off by Ricky Maru. Doing damage to the melee barracks. And Link is going to come in. Angel's thinking about doing his ulti. He wants to get a big black hole off, but he's got to catch. Look at the positioning on Twin-Headed Dragon. He is just ready to drop down the ice path. That's absolutely being saved for the Enigma.
Yep, right now Sanking looking for a position. Trying to get some, cannot allow his ultimate gets cancelled. Now this is the test of Mania. And now this stun's going on SA. Not a good choice to actually initiate on him because he does have the Aegis. Now the mid lane again pressuring as well, and this Rax now in trouble. Somehow there's 3 spiderlings just going at this Rax, so they gotta defend that as well. And the pressure is on. Dendy walks on the high ground, puts the Rax up to half HP. I think Quantic has to take a fight right now, or they're gonna just lose Raxes.
Yeah, Broodmother doing damage to the range barracks as well. Melee barracks down to 400. Here comes the Black King bars. Enigma goes in. He does have a black hole. The ice path isn't going to do anything other than disable the anti-mage, but the epicenter comes through as well. Cleans up the Broodmother. Ricky Maru is dead as well, but he's going to respawn shortly. Coming back through, trying to pick off the anti-mage, but he blinks out. Smoke not close enough to cover that position. All the ultimates are gone. They're going to be fighting 4v5 here, but they might be able to take the win, as we see a super anticlimactic pause.
Yo man, this pause, my adrenaline is pumping. So let's look at what we have left. We have a Ricky with a Black King bar. The only person that's, you know, even remotely can bring him down, it is going to be the anti-mage. But right now we have Hex up on Dendy, Force Staff and Mecha up as well. Puppey's got drums and of course Acceptor. And A with Pipe, it is on cooldown and Arcane Boots coming off. I just think that Navi's going to overpower them despite having 4v5 simply because they don't have enough, they being Quantic, they don't have enough stuff to throw at them. Miguel's have to land every spell on top of enemy heroes, but he doesn't have to monitor to do so either. I don't think Quantic can defend this.
Yeah, and all Nature's Prophet has is a Force Staff. That's it. He's got a Sprout and a Force Staff and a couple auto attacks.
Well, he will have Hex right now. I mean, look,
does he have it on the courier?
He could TP right into the secret shop and port right back if he could draw the defense. But it's gonna be rough.
That might be worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise he's not doing anything for the next like 40 seconds. His ulti's not up. He can auto attack for 130 damage, but that's not nearly as much as they need.
I think at this point, if you're like Enigma, if you're Sand King, you just go back here and TP right in and just be frontline tanks, be sacrificial lambs, cause and try to get off whatever stuns you can. At this point, it is just tough for Quantic to defend this.
Luciano is kidding. He doesn't have the. Did they actually believe that?
Believe what?
Oh shit! They believe his troll.
Believe what? What's happening?
One of the guys was like, and for that the prize money will double or something. And he wasn't. He has nothing to join Dota. All right. Can't wait for that to clean up. All right, Navi now getting heals up, doing tons of damage to Link. Man, that MP just hits so hard. Clearing the creep wave, and that's the melee barracks going for the range now. Ricky might commit to this. He's gonna eat a laning though, and the pipe gets popped. That's gonna be a guaranteed Rax finisher. Everybody's still up, but like we said, 4v5, they just take it out.
Yep.
And that's more or less a dual Rax. There's still range barracks on the mid, but that's gonna take some damage from creeps right here, and that might just be it for it.
Now Prophet TPing in a secret shop. He will have Hex. Time to count Quantic out.
It's not over yet.
I'm not ready to count them out yet. It is only down 2 racks. You know, they have a saying, you know, down 1 racks. Okay, pretty game down 2 racks. Start trying hard. And I'm sure Quantic will be trying about 3.800. 3.8, sorry. 3.800 is a lot. 3.8k gold here on Anti-Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And
he
all of
factor
Navi's
into,
in the jungle.
I think at this point, you just don't buy back. Forget buyback gold. Just go big or go home.
Divine Rapier.
Well, not that big. Just go for your heart or whatever. It's gonna pick up.
Let's go like 80% big.
Eagle
you know?
Song. Yeah, 80% big.
Buy the Eagle Song.
Yep.
I called it. Yes. Going for the butterfly.
I think that's a poor choice. Seeing the Dendy's item, I think he should have gone something else.
Oh yeah, Dendy is very close. 500 gold away here from getting that MKB finish. So Dendy's still gonna do full damage. Not to mention the focus fire will proc some MKB mini bashes. The mini bashes are also reduced by the percentage though, so it's not completely imbalanced. Until he gets a Aghanim Scepter on Windrunner, which we won't see.
No, man, don't count Dendy out. I mean, he got Refresh Orb on Invoker. Anything's possible at this point.
Aghanim's Windrunner. That's like the worst Aghanims in the game, though. I don't know. The least used, at least. Alright, Link defending mid. Mania in position as well. They have, nope, still no ultis. Black Hole on cooldown 50 seconds here. He's just got a blink mechanism as well as a BKB, but that BKB making a giant difference. There's nothing that the Radiant team can throw out now that's going to disable him, so he's guaranteed to get a Black Hole off if he pops the BKB, and that's a huge difference.
Yeah, but despite of that, he had it in the last engagement as well. He was only able to Black Hole 2. Now, granted, they are awarding most important to the Bricky and the Brewmother. And the Sand King channel ultimate on both as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Ricky Mara does have a Diffusal Blade, and this does have the added benefit of his Manta Illusions also do that feedback damage.
Right.
So it's an extra 20 mana burn. We'll see if he can drain all of Anti-Mage's mana and give him a little taste of his own medicine.
Right now, Migo getting a little bit of farm room. Very nicely done. He's gonna hit up to level 16 after this. Oh, Mania, if he gets caught right here, that's gonna be it. Let's see how quick the blink is. Gets Hex, gets Silence. That's it. Mania's gonna go down. Buyback gold? Nothing.
How did they see him? I don't know. They had vision. They knew he was there. The power shot came through. Maybe they're scouting things out, but they found him perfectly. And that power shot is going to give him a 5v4. Not going to see a Sand King ultimate for 40 seconds until he respawns. And that could be Botrax.
Can they defend 40 seconds? Anyone buyback? I think Anti-Mage doesn't have buyback either. He blinks in and initiates a team fight. He has to do it, not like he has a choice. He's going to go for a kill. Puppy very low is going to blink in and keep chasing. Don't keep chasing because the team fight is going to develop over here. There is a Hex on Hovos. Blink in here. Ooh, very low HP. Pops a BKB. He's going to go right in. We need a Black Hole. Where's the Black Hole? No Black Hole just yet. Everyone's still alive. They are defending this. There's going to be a Black Hole. No follow-up. No, Link's going to be in position. Can we get a kill on Hovos? Hovos very low. Yes, he is going to go down. Light of Heaven's going to go for a kill on Miguel. 1-for-1 trade so far. Link chasing everyone. He's going to get a puppy kill right here. Nice. But unfortunately, Tower is going to be down. Going to be going for AA right here. AA pops a Ghost Scepter. They're going to keep on chasing Blink Dagger and Burrow Strike. Yes, they're going to get yet another kill. That was a 4-for-1. Light of Heaven still alive. He's got to be very careful. Do they have True Sight? Do they have True Sight?
He does have a BKB, doesn't pop it though. Pretty big mistake there. Could have been Magic Immune, possibly could have hit a little bit harder there. Is able to pick off the Enigma though. And Anti-Mage now pursuing. He jumps right into a Ricky Mara. Are they going to be able to get the kill? He's completely out of mana. No blink from him. They need to score this kill right now. There's another blink in the sheet. And oh my gosh, huge stun from Mania. That's going to stop Link for just a second. And a couple more shots, but the blink strike is enough. They pick off the Anti-Mage. He immediately buys back. Now going after Mania. Smoke is up on that as well. Shackle will not land. But decent damage from Ricky Mara. One more hit. And yes, the Impetus scores the kill. Mana Void clears out Windrunner though. Puppy now in a little bit of trouble, but the enchant goes down. And Vos is trying to end it. There's the glyph. Range Barracks will be the first to drop. He's going to trade hits now with Link. And there's the Purge, and that's it. He goes down. That's going to be the game. Melee Barracks is the last remaining. And here comes Miggle, but it's over.
That's it. GG, well played. Both teams calling it. It has been a stellar best of 5 series. Quantic, 2-game lead in the beginning, but it was not meant to be. These creeps having a field day on Hovos, but what a well-played game from Navi. The last 2 games from Navi, flexing their muscle, and they retain, they regain, they rehold, whatever the word is, they are still at the top.
That's pretty big, man. Nature's Prophet picking off a kill on the Ricky Mara. Puppy is going to go down as well. And now they're re-asking. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that was somebody else. That was like Frog TV or something like that.
And the throne will be destroyed. It was an epic game. I'm very, very happy how Quantic played, despite they lost the series. It really shown them, if not they're not number 1, but they're very close to it. And on a good day,
Yeah.
they will take a couple of games from Navi. So even though they won here, Navi can't be too happy or too confident. Well, I'm pretty sure they're happy, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. Navi pulls out the win. Did they screw around too much early? What do you think?
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna say yes.
I say no. I mean, this is kind of, it's very, I mean, you could call it Ricky Maru pick as a screw around as well. And a Twin Head Dragon, but they also win games. So that's just how Navi picks and plays.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, maybe I just didn't see the other combinations as well because they were behind. Didn't win enough in the early game. Game's not quite over. They're going to defend this. Why not, man?
Yo, Caustic Finale.
1,500 euros on the line.
OP spell.
Yeah, that's true. Dendy still no. MKB he actually opted for a Blink Dagger at the end there.
Oh man,
He
look at
loves
Link.
his Blink Force.
Look at Link.
Is he going to be able to do it? Mania's in position. All they have to do is defend all the pushes. It's going to be a little bit. That's still going to take a while before they get killed. They're going to find Mania once again
How
there.
does they see?
And getting a shackle. I don't know, man. They got the vision, though. He does stun on out. And he blinks on past, barely escaping. Broodmother buying a butterfly. They're going to find Link. There's the dual breath.
Oh,
He's going to have to leave it.
That
Working down to
sucks.
2 HP.
That sucks.
I don't think that was going to save him the game, okay?
Well, come on. I mean, now with 3 racks down, you go champion mode. You know.
Oh, Rise wants it. He's a little early, though.
Okay, now with that move, I kind of realized that Quantic has gave though. And
Oh, now they have it? They didn't have it before, okay. Almost PGG. Link limping back to the base, no butterfly for him. There's a few sentry wards down. One thing's for sure, this Broodmother's gonna get seen.
wow, what type of sentry ward is going on right here? And Link trying to do as much right click as possible with the soon, but the creeps will overwhelm. As actually Link's doing some work. But
Ooh, Silence gets it done though.
Yep.
And the Blink Pass going for Mania to defusal, and that's it. They officially win. Navi's gonna take the win, guys. Damn.
Navi is your official champion for the defense. They are winning. Someone says 6K. I think it's 5K. They're winning a lot of euro. And well, it is party time on Navi House.
It's true. They each get a pretty good chunk of change. And it's definitely well deserved, man. They've been dominating the last weeks. Some shaky play today, but they took the set with their 1 game advantage from the winners bracket. That made the difference.
Yep. And indeed. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the long game. I hope the pause in between didn't turn you guys too much. And still, I don't want to take anything away from Quantic, but they had a strong comeback. And one Roshan fight turned it back in favor of Navi, and Navi never looked back. So that was the game. That was the entire series. I want to thank, of course, Own3D and the defense and Toby for allowing me to actually record in here. Of course, Purge Gamer for allowing me to get his observer slot for these games. And yes, go check out Purge Gamer on his YouTube channel. And any shoutouts from Purge?
Yeah. Well, my YouTube URL is youtube.com/purgegamers. Make sure you guys go check out ghostygamers.net as well. That's who got me here. And I think that's about it. Yeah, thanks again for holding the tournament. It was great.
Yep, that's it from us. Hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and it is Luminous and Purge signing off. See you guys.